Let's discuss menopause management. I distinctly remember this call from a client who had been working with me for a period of at least 6 months. Up till that point, I had known to be the strongest female role model. She was amongst the top few Indian female entrepreneurs in the country. She was doing very, very well, managing a huge team under her. On this particular conversation, which she was having with one of my team nutritionists, she broke down and she started crying. And it was 30 minutes of her crying. Someone who's in her mid-50s, I have not seen her ever at such a vulnerable point, and she started crying. Menopause can come in with so much for women. It can be hot flashes, which in itself is difficult. I've so many times seen clients on video calls removing their sweatshirt, wearing their sweatshirt about 10 times just in the calls and having these hot flash episodes. It could be extremely heavy bleeding, so much so that every 15-20 minutes you're changing your sanitary napkin, you're running in and out of the bathrooms. Mood swings, which families can sometimes understand, can sometimes not understand. A lot of guilt associated after an episode of mood swings. It could be eating disorders, worried about weight, body image issues, so much going on during menopause. If you're someone who's struggling with menopause and watching this video, I hear you. I really do hope that you find some actionable tips through the video. And if you're watching this for a friend or family member, just be a little bit more empathetic, especially in a women growing up in an Indian household. She is the caretaker of everyone in the family. And these few months of menopause, if the entire family can take up the responsibility of being her caretaker, being a little bit more empathetic to see what she's going through, it can make a huge difference. That being said, let's dive into the few tips you can start implementing. Number 1, optimize your body for hormonal balance. When you're going through menopause, there's a sudden plummet of estrogen, female sex hormone. And that can cause many things, including mood swings. It can also lead to irregular menstrual cycles and hot flash. Having foods high in phytoestrogenic properties help. These include flaxseeds and isoflavone-rich foods like soy and soy products. In fact, very interestingly, soy and soy products, the consumption of which is very high in places like Japan. Till recent westernization, when Japan used to eat Japanese food, which was high in soy and miso, tempeh and fermented soy products, did not have even a word for menopause. They did not have symptoms like hot flashes. There was no menopause. It was just menstrual cycles and it got over. That's it. There was no transition period, a menopausal transition period at all. Westernization, consumption of dairy, which is a lot of, sex hormones coming into the body, exposure to environmental hormone disruptors like plastic, all of these can be a huge cause for making this period very, very difficult. But soy and soy consumption in your 20s and 30s can make this period very, very easy for you. Personally, I know that we've seen this with clients all the time. When we start introducing soy products in their 40s and 30s, we do see an improvement in terms of the menopausal transition. It's very, very easy to make the transition. So introduce soy products to your diet. I do suggest about 2 servings of soy products per day. Don't do soy chunks. They're highly processed, but soybeans, miso, soy milk, good quality soy milk, tempeh, tofu are all a very good idea. In fact, so many studies actually show that introduction of just a little bit of soy to your diet can reduce your menopausal symptoms by as much as 80%, which is a huge number. So introduce soybeans and soy products to your diet. Flaxseeds are also a great option, and matcha and green tea are other options which you can introduce to your diet. Maybe making a flaxseed laddu or matcha ball laddu, and you'll start seeing an improvement. Number 2, introduce exercise, specifically resistance training. Bone density can be affected during menopause. Muscle mass you can start losing during menopause. Increase in body weight is also something else that happens. Resistance training does not necessarily mean you're going to the gym, but resistance training through activities like vinyasa yoga or Pilates at home, whatever you're comfortable with, even a few, resistance band exercises, chair yoga, whatever your starting point is, 20 to 30 minutes per day can help in terms of mood stabilization, anxiety management, and even relieve some of the symptoms of hot flashes and heavy bleeding, irregular cycles, so many things, because it helps with hormonal balance. Our body stores extra body fat when there's hormonal fluctuation. And body fat itself, every fat cell at the body is a hormone making factory, pumping out extra hormones, and then you feel that fluctuation. Introducing exercise can help you combat the extra storage of body fat. Don't have any expectations in terms of setting up goals which are only weight oriented. So you want to lose so much weight and you're not seeing the weighing scale move, you're not seeing your weight go down. Completely normal, it can happen. Your body is going through a transition. Give it a few months and it's okay, it'll settle down and you'll start losing the weight again. But exercise from the perspective of mental health, in terms of helping you with mood stabilization, in terms of increasing your cardiovascular strength, in terms of preventing muscle loss, all of these factors are very important. Exercise without expectation, 30 to 40 minutes a day, about 4 to 5 times in a week, of anything you love. This should be your escape mechanism. This should be something you genuinely look forward to participating on a daily basis. Pick an exercise form that you can stick with and you genuinely like doing. Number 3, introducing mindfulness techniques. I know we underestimate the value of meditation, and maybe if you haven't done meditation all through your life, it's not the best time to introduce, because maybe sitting down, quietude can itself cause anxiety and stress. But introducing techniques like walking barefoot, we call it the grounding technique, humming, chanting, a lot of these religious activities which help center your mind to one thought or no thought state can help you. Finding a meditation-like activity or dynamic meditation activities also, like latihan, the spinning, the twirling meditation, dancing, can really be beneficial. I know someone watching this video might think this is so simple, but most of us don't do it. And especially working with clients, we genuinely have to introduce, follow up regularly, make sure that they stay accountable, make it part of their lifestyle, but introduce some sort of a meditation technique that helps you, mindfulness technique that helps you, and make it part of your dinacharya, your daily activity, make it part of your lifestyle. Number 4, prioritizing your sleep health. Sleeping on time and waking up on time. I could not underestimate how important this is. Hormonal fluctuation or not, general health, general well-being, general mental health, sleeping on time, waking up on time. That means sleeping as close to 10 p.m. as possible, waking as close to 7 a.m. as possible. If you're sleeping earlier than 10 p.m., wonderful. If you're waking up earlier than 7 a.m., wonderful. But getting a restful night worth of sleep. And this is important because our body, our hormones, our system goes by the signals in the environment, light signals in the environment. So sunlight exposure, sunset exposure are very important. And if you're sleeping at odd timings, you're missing out light exposure, you're not getting the right clues. Not only you're getting bad quality of sleep, but it disrupts your eating patterns, your mood, your hunger, your satiety hormones. Everything is disrupted if you're not sleeping at the right time. So notice I'm going on saying right time. I'm not even focusing on how much sleep you get is obviously very important, but sleeping at the right time is very important. If you're someone watching this, living in a family that sleeps late naturally, have an open conversation with your family members. Tell them what you're going through and give yourself the space of shutting everything out and sleeping on time and waking up on time. Just this one change will make a huge difference. I'm giving very easy tips, but trust me, it's very impactful. And number 5, last one, introduce supplements when necessary. I've seen clients do very well on isoflavone supplement. Evening primrose oil is another one that I suggest clients to use. Red clover supplements can also help. Omega-3 supplements, which is omega-3 plant-based omega-3 supplements, can also help. But these are some supplements that can help you a little bit. Hormonal balance, aromatherapy helps, adding just a few drops of lavender essential oil to your bed, to your pillow before going to sleep, that kind of thing. Or a few drops in your humidifier before you go to sleep in a room. But introduce certain supplements. Do this under expert guidance. Work with an expert to understand what you require based on your health goals and based on your eating habits would be obviously suggested, but some of these supplements are relatively safe. I'll leave a link of a few below. Maybe you can check it out. Now, if you want to work one-on-one with us, or if you want to get on an exploratory call to further understand your health goals, then the link to the same is in the caption below. This is Roshni Sanghvi. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. Really hope this video helps you.